This episode is brought to you by Bevel, the first and only shaving system designed specifically for coarse, curly hair and sensitive skin. If you're looking for something real nice to get somebody, this is a nice-ass razor. It's heavy as fuck. It's only one blade in there, so it cuts that shit close and it's super nice, and y'all need to have it. Check out getbevel.com today. Use code FRIENDZONE to get 20% off your first month at getbevel.com. That's GETBEVEL.com. Now let's start the show. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh shit. And when I come to the club, they be like,
Oh shit.
and she ain't got no bra or no ties.
Oh shit.
I don't know, but she thinks she looking right.
Oh shit.
I said, girl, you should take a left, not right. Yo, what's up? Welcome to episode 5.
Look, and she just back there looking at us like you didn't even hold us down. You could have just came in with like a little slow harmony or something. Like
I mean, your name is Hey Friend Hey. There's nothing more rap lyric friendly than like you could go
That's
off.
right.
You could have a whole freestyle like Hey
I like
Friend
to just,
Hey.
I love to just watch what song is gonna come out of y'all every
But do you
week.
remember that? You remember Fergie?
Of course.
What are
She
your
had
thoughts
her
on
moment. My
She-
thoughts.
Yeah, if you could meet Fergie at any stage of her life, would you meet her at London Bridge? Would you meet her at her glamorous stage? Would you meet her back when she was doing the white girl with Wild Orchid?
Wow. Wild
do you remember
Orchid.
that?
If you answer that question, you the baddest motherfucker on earth, friend. I swear to God.
I wish I
'Cause
could.
I don't know what the hell he just asked you.
You remember Wild? You remember when
And
she was
but watch
Wild
her,
Orchid?
watch her be able to answer it, friend.
Look, you saw she was like, wow. She was like, I remember watching that shit.
See,
For once in my life, I'm speechless.
that's her answer though. You get what I'm saying? Like, she
But see,
did
it was so funny because she was just sitting up there like, how do y'all remember when we were talking about making
Friend
the band
is so
before?
amazing. Like, she can do anything. Like, she just answered the craziest question, and she was so honest.
Wild Orchid, though.
Like,
Look, that was their fucking name. Shit, I didn't pick the name.
Oh.
That was a dumbass show too.
that was when I would like all them songs, but be embarrassed to admit it. I'm so much more comfortable now. Like I
you, you had your iPod on the train.
I can remember.
Turn the screen
Yup,
over.
yup.
It was
I
terrible.
turn the brightness all the way down.
Yep.
I can remember liking like Lose My Breath by Destiny's Child, but not being so afraid to admit it, like, because I don't listen to that shit. You know, that's girl music. But I can remember being in the car like,
Just like that, having your arms down, like,
damn, if
man,
I'm
it's the
just
jam.
comfortable. Yeah, because you, but inside, you was breakdancing
Yep.
because it's the jam.
On the outside, I be breakdancing. I be breaking it down like Biggie, Shorty, and Pootie Tang. Like any and everywhere I can get it in, I got a dance step. Like,
My spirit is the house party scene in House Party where they
Oh
have
my
like, the
God.
dance offs. That's so, it just personifies me. If I was like a movie scene, that would be Dustin.
Oh, that's cute. That should be
Yep.
the icebreaker for today.
What
If
movie
you
scene?
could be a movie scene,
look at your ass. Here we go.
who would you be, Asante? What scene?
Oh my God. Okay, so the first scene off the top of my head that comes to mind is the episode. Oh, not the episode. That's the series. Soul Food the movie, right? No,
Oh, the family fuck my husband.
no. Because everybody always does that. I was gonna say when he seen his
Not
mama.
that scene.
When he seen Big Mama's leg was gone. I was like, that's the scene.
What?
That's how life is, man.
What?
Oh
So
my God.
Yeah, that's the question.
Oh,
That's how I'm
you're
feeling
so
today.
deep.
That's
You
a-
are so deep. Oh my God.
But you know what? When
Why
I
am I
watched
laughing
it,
this
look, and I'm glad that y'all are laughing because when I watched it and I was younger, it wasn't so deep to me. It was more of like, yo, what's
You was
going on?
innocent. You was innocent.
Yeah.
You would bless your heart.
Yep,
You
I
was
wasn't
innocent.
ready.
No troubles.
I wasn't ready.
No troubles.
I had not a care in the world.
Care fucking free. And now
Frolic.
look at us.
Now look.
Rolled like dice.
That's how life is.
Just rolled you like some dice. Sometimes it's a crap.
Have we even said hello? We just are going.
Yeah, we
Hey,
said it.
beautiful one.
Hello. We said hello in our own way.
Welcome back to a new week of the Friend Zone.
Yes.
Friend don't know what to do with us this week.
I don't.
I wish y'all to see. I wish y'all could see how visibly.
But you see how she handling it though?
Yeah.
I'm telling you that it's only one friend.
I'm like water.
Yes,
Just
you
go with
are.
it and watch y'all.
So what are we like?
You know what? I just think that this
If
is
you
a
could be, you didn't answer the question.
Oh, friend, you didn't. If you,
You
could be a
already
movie
know a
scene.
scene.
Which one?
Love Jones.
I knew it was gonna
Right?
be
Oh,
Jones.
hell
See?
yeah, friend.
Right? I'm trying to think what would be because it could be the poem. That's I don't know. It might be the one where he's like, "'Cause I love you," and that's urgent. Like,
That's it though, friend. For real. That's it. That's
that,
it.
you know, I love that cheese
Yep.
ball moment. Okay, that was
When you
my
said
moment.
the word love, I thought you were gonna say love and basketball.
Oh.
the this woman's work scene.
No. Speaking of this woman's work,
Yes.
did you hear Sanaa's song with Dej Loaf?
No. You know
What?
why?
Who?
Because I love
Who?
both. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who?
You heard her right. Sanaa Lathan got a song.
You know, I just seen her. I just Instagrammed that photo where she was just leaving the studio. Is that what you were telling
probably
me? Yo,
dropping
no.
some beats. She was.
Pride your Bob.
Because she has the new movie out. So
Yeah,
I
The
guess
Perfect Guy.
she felt like it'd be really dope to drop a single too.
I couldn't do it. I love both of them. I don't even call her Sanaa. I call her Sanaya because it's just a little
Sanaya.
more black and
I was
roll
going
your
to ask
neck.
you about that.
But I love Dej Loaf and I don't want to be let down. So I would rather risk never knowing the pleasures of hearing the song
I
than to hear it
respect
and just
Hold
be
on, I'm
let
sorry.
down.
I feel like I missed something.
Asante's
So
still like,
I-
wait.
No, it really happened,
So
dog.
Sanaa is singing. I'm
Sanaya.
assuming.
Yeah, it's a song. It's a record with Dej Loaf.
and
With Dej Loaf.
Okay, I don't.
The I fucking couple, man.
I'm for real confused as fuck. I'm sitting there scratching my head and shit. I was
It's like about I only heard the beginning.
How do you feel about it, friend?
It's about like her not liking emotional boys.
So she has
About
a song
Sanaa?
with Dej Loaf.
Yeah, like it literally starts off that way. Cut it out. It starts off like something like I don't like emotional boys. I don't know. I didn't really
I'm
catch the whole
sorry.
thing, but
I just don't
I
want to
just
be
wondered
disappointed.
if you heard it.
Mm-mm. Especially after that shit Tisha Campbell just pulled with Still
Still
Here.
Here.
Like I'm not.
Wait,
and I,
what?
yes, and I
Tisha
love
Campbell.
Tisha Campbell. Tisha Campbell can sing her ass off, and she's
From
Tisha
Martin?
Campbell. Yes.
Yeah.
She has a single?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like right now, like today.
Yep.
Yes.
Still Here.
iTunes like a motherfucker. Available.
Is
yes.
it okay? Your thoughts?
No, that's not why we,
What you doing?
we'll
What you,
give you that.
Tisha, what you doing? What you doing? What
But you know what? Let's admire that everyone is
Chasing their
putting
dreams.
themselves out there and chasing their dreams, guys.
And they running. They are running. They running this
okay.
week.
Yo,
Stampede.
I don't know
Couch
what's
to
happening
5K.
this week.
The tomato. What's that bull run they do over there?
He said the tomato.
look,
Whatever that is.
Look,
that's
the
how it
color
look.
run.
I'm the color run.
Okay,
Future. Okay, so but yeah, damn. Oh, so can I add a scene? Because I have another one.
yes.
I had
I
another
have
one
several,
too.
but I have another one.
I have a lot of them
So
too.
if my life or if the essence of me was a movie scene, I would definitely say Harlem Nights, the fight scene between Vera and Quick.
Why are these your scenes?
when she, now I got to cut you, and the whole argument, you shot me in my pinky toe. It was comedic genius. It felt warm. It felt familiar. It's me. It's me.
For those of you listening, I actually think it might be fun if you guys tweeted us what
Oh,
your
yes.
scenes would be, right? That you think represent your personality to a T.
Yep.
That
I
could
think
be
that's
like,
gonna be
that could
hilarious.
be the icebreaker of the week for all of us. I'm curious to see because I know y'all gonna be sending us some funny gifts
And no porn links spamming our
Please.
accounts. No
or
porn.
mixtapes.
No mixtapes. No
mixtapes.
porn.
Right.
No GoFundMe.
Ooh, but if y'all want to go fund me, or just PayPal me, shit.
Share builder.
So what are we getting into today, guys?
Well,
Bed eventually.
trouble.
Aside from that,
Trouble.
Oh yeah.
Situations.
aside from Dustin's chakra alignments,
Oh yeah.
As vibrations
early
out in the
morning
universe.
chakra alignments.
Ooh. Just the word alignment.
You know what? I've just decided
He
that
just kicked up his feet, y'all.
it look.
See that? He was like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
Oh man, and that was no easy feat because I'm wearing feet. Because
Oh
I'm
my
wearing fry
God.
boots, and fry boots are really heavy.
They're so cute, too.
Thank you, friend. I like your shoes too.
Thank you.
So anyway, you guys, we obviously just wanted to have a little bit of fun this week. We are frustrated with the woes of the world and the weight of the world and the weight WAIT because in New York City you always waiting on something. God damn it, you always got to
Fucking
wait on
sure.
something. So we're just we just are sick of the weight and the woes of the world, and we just wanted to have a little bit of fun. So we're gonna continue that. for just a couple more minutes. Because I want to talk about TV. Don't you want to talk about TV for a minute? Let's just do a little pop culture, like just bullshit this week.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, so can I talk about how I'm never
You can
watching
say
Hollywood
whatever
Divas ever again?
Yeah, I saw
So
it
did
too.
you watch the reunion?
Damn, did mine eyes.
Okay, so I know you.
What's Hollywood Diva?
Exactly,
I was just about to say
friend.
I know I
No,
got
no,
it.
like legit. Which show is that? I don't
so
even know.
it comes on TV1.
It comes on TV1.
Candy's husband is a producer, and there's this other dude, Carlos King, who also who's hosted the reunion. Anyway, Paula J. Parker's on there.
Okay,
Countess
I know.
Vaughn.
Yeah, you just
all
have
of
to
them.
give me a character,
Yep.
and then I know which one.
Yep.
So I'm about a lot of trash and about a lot of bullshit, but I was so turned off watching Paula J. Parker go back and forth with Golden Brooks and her nasty ass husband. Them just being on stage like acting like they were these bigger entities than they are. Like
My best friend he has a quote that he literally dies laughing from that show where I guess she was reading some script she had written, Paula J, and she told one of them that her role was like a crackhead, and then she was like, you were in the garbage looking for spoils. I don't know why my best friend found that so funny.
Because
He'll
because
text
it
me
takes
talking
one to
about you
know
looking
one.
for spoils.
It takes one to know one. She's a spoil, and so that's why that was funny to watch her say that. She is
That show
trash.
sounds so
Like,
silly.
her
She's
and she's a
terrible.
liar. And I'm gonna tell you what really pisses me off about the whole situation. They are arguing not because they're really mad at each other, or not because they just have to, let this out how they feel, and so they're confrontational. They doing that shit because they think it's cute. That's why they sit there and everything they say is calculated. They feel like they have to argue and have contention and make it interesting, and that's bullshit. When people argued on reality shows, the reason it was interesting was because it was something totally different than you. Everybody would be on TV trying to be their best, so you would never think you would see somebody fist fight. And number two, those were relationships that had been long standing, so it was real beef and real conflict. And so seeing that, like people like Nene and Sheree, for example, who had known each other for years, all that history, and for them being mad at each other and the friction, it was interesting because it was real. This contrived bullshit, Paula J. Parker sitting on that couch saying, don't come for me without a condom because I'll fuck the shit out of you. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's so
For real.
vulgar and disgusting, and she's taking that and interpreting that as like a modified "don't come for me unless I send for you," which she shouldn't even be saying anyway, because that's typically gay slang. And so when she says it, it sounds inauthentic. I just am disgusted. Like all of that just
How many
gets on my
seasons
nerves.
are they in?
This is
This is going to be their third
Oh,
coming
third?
up. That was their second.
Oh yeah, they just
ever.
wrapped their second. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
so I'm
never
not gonna
watched
do
it.
another.
But I
season.
love Countess Vaughn though.
Yeah, Countess is coming a
I
long
love
way. I'm glad
Countess
she's getting her.
Vaughn.
Didn't
her
she just
mojo
lose
back.
like hella weight?
No,
Oh,
but I love Countess Vaughn.
okay.
She didn't.
Shut me down.
No, friend,
No.
not you. Not you. It's
No,
her.
I saw
it's
the
more
before
towards
and
her.
after.
You know. Did you see the after?
Oh
there
my
is
god!
one.
I thought that she looked different. Like she looked like they were. And then she said on the show that she started taking her thyroid medication and stuff. So I think she had a lot of other things going on with her.
Like waist trainers and body shapers and shit. You know, the contouring thing, like that, and you could tell because her curves were like so disproportionate, right?
Oh my god!
You could tell that it was pressure. You could tell, and I love Countess Vaughn. I'm just stating the fact.
I
Like
loved her.
I love her.
I'm
I
always
always
under
love
pressure.
her. Yeah, she was under pressure. Her insides, liver's crying, my kidneys dying, hips is grinding. Ow!
But she sounded a lot better on the reunion too. I was like, damn, Countess sound like she sound like she's gonna put out an
Fred's
album.
laughing at me.
I don't even know what to say. I'm just sitting here.
Oh man,
Jesus.
but I love her though. I love Countess Vaughn.
Yeah, Countess is she
I
should
do.
have her own show. It shouldn't be like a Hollywood diva style show. It should
What
be
the hell
like-
is wrong with Shy Jackson, man? Why would
Oh
she
my
get on
God.
TV looking like that?
But she made sure she looked good for the reunion though.
better.
But what are the Hollywood divas? The actresses? It's like all the actresses that we loved from back in the day.
Yep, all the
80%.
UPN girls.
80%
Them came back.
20%
Okay.
Lisa Wu Hartwell.
Oh, and Lisa Wu Hartwell.
Which there's something to say for being a real
Or
housewife.
not Hartwell no more.
Right.
Right.
Just Lisa Wu now. And she done dropped Ed.
I'm always so used to saying Lisa.
Football, the NFL
Fine-ass
dropped Ed,
Hartwell.
and then Lisa dropped him right after.
Ooh,
That's what happened.
okay.
That's what happened. It's Lisa Wu, though. And I'm going to tell you this about her on this show. Like, mid-season, a check cleared or something because Homegirl had glam. She had a stylist. You could tell, like, the difference was, like, stunning.
For Lisa?
Yeah, remember when
Really?
think when she moved into that new house, that badass house?
Well, that's
she
the
got
thing.
some money.
Yeah, she's always had money. I think it was more of like a transitional thing. 'Cause
Well,
I know-
she didn't transition because she looked like a million
But you know
times
what? A lot
better.
of that show be looking cheap any fucking way. So
I
I feel
know.
like they just be getting hit with some random
They
ass
really
call
looked
time.
broke on that cruise. Remember when they was on that
They,
cruise?
yeah, they looked so regular.
They looked like a bus group that had went to the cruise.
They showed up on the church van.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying
You
like that's
you
how
don't
they
get
look.
paid a lot to be on reality shows. That's the craziest part about it. And
Yeah,
I
that's
always wonder
fucked
why
up.
people do it. You know?
Yep.
Some people get
Literally
paid
selling
like
themselves short.
$1,700, $1,800 a show.
They please.
I'm so serious.
I had to laugh. Are you fucking
I'm
like
serious. I've had people where I've asked them like, how much did you? And they'll say if they started off. The more popular you get, obviously, you can renegotiate.
right.
Yeah, and then you can start doing club appearances and make your money offline. Well, not offline, but like off the show. But per episode, they can make, anywhere from like 1,000 to 1,500, like, depending on who they are in the show.
That ain't
Kinda
no money.
crazy.
Some seasons only be 10 episodes. You done showed your ass and embarrassed your parents.
Well, that's the craziest part to me about it. It's like you
for
doing all this.
$10,000.
I can't even pay my rent for the year
What
with
the
that.
hell?
You
be broke.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough.
Meanwhile, Nene and them balling asses getting $1.5 million a
Okay.
season and shit.
Very
Plus a
rich
bonus for the
bitch.
reunion.
But that's why everybody
Bravo
goes
paying
so
them.
crazy trying to be the wildest one because they want to get the biggest check
Hell yeah.
next season.
It starts to look sad after a while, though.
Who, Nene?
She
She look happy though. Nene doing it now. She get on my nerves, but you got to give credit where credit is due.
Oh,
She's
absolutely.
done Broadway.
She's made. Oh,
Got
absolutely.
a show coming out with fucking
she's
Betty
done-
White.
She's
know
done
what
a lot
I'm
of that
saying?
just from being
Betty
loud.
White.
Betty White and Nene Leakes, they're doing a reboot.
Like a sitcom?
It's a game show kind of. Remember To Tell the Truth from like the 60s?
Mm-hmm.
They're rebooting it. And
Wow,
Nene Leakes and Betty
that's
White are the
a
hosts.
dope move.
Like, yeah, like
That's
Nene
a
ain't
really
playing.
cool move.
No, she is
She
not.
ain't playing. So be on Fashion Police all the time and shit. Like, and then them cheap ass clothes that look like somebody just took a bed sheet and wrapped it around you, but they selling like hotcakes on HSN. So some of
So
that
you just
shit
gonna talk
Nene
about her
made.
clothes like that?
Yeah, Nene know her clothes
You know-
cheap and fucked up. Some of that shit,
You know what?
it
I
looked
feel like
like
she didn't
somebody
even
had
care
on
about
a
making
fitted
clothes.
sheet with the feet out.
I don't even think she cared
my
about making
God.
clothes. She just wanted to put Sheree up.
She to just let Sheree have it. She wanted to just let them have it.
like, where's she by Sheree?
Right, never came out. A fashion show with no fashions.
How dreadful.
Yeah, baby, they talked about Sheree like a dog, but
They
her ass
did.
coming back too.
Yep. You know, you knew she was gonna come back, especially since they mentioned on the reunion again. They mention her every year, and then
Right.
she tweeted that whole "Wow, my name mentioned again in the first 8 minutes" or whatever.
Right, but don't nobody give a fuck about Sheree. Like,
No, she's just a really
She's
good.
nothing.
She's, you know, okay. So you know how you have these like fighting games, right? And there's like 30+ characters. Like
Right.
Sheree is just one of the background characters. She's
Very-
never like
very
in your top 5.
miscellaneous.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, we know Sheree's gonna give us a good like episode here and there. Like, remember when her and Marlo were going at it?
ooh, and Marlo was letting her ass have it. That's why we
Ooh.
loved Marlo.
Yep.
Marlo told her, everybody at Neiman Marcus talk about how you return things.
Ooh. Oh my God! What?
Yeah, Fred. Yeah. She talked about why you mad because you married a football player and now you broke, you struggling. And then she was braiding her hair in like a side braid, and she's like, everybody at Neiman Marcus talk about how you return things.
Giving it to him.
These shows.
And you know that kind of shit
You
will,
guys.
for someone
Giving
as
it to
vain
him.
as Sheree, that kind of shit will hurt her feelings. Like the shit that Marlo was saying, it was hitting home, stinging. And so that it was pissing her off to where she was ready to fight. Visibly.
Fran is looking at us like, this is exactly why I don't own a
Don't
TV.
it sound exciting? It's a rush.
This
It's a
is
rush.
so evil. Oh my God.
But it's so good. It's like,
Fran,
Y'all,
yes.
this is why I just water my plants.
So, Fran, can we have can we give you a challenge this week?
Okay.
Okay, right? Asante, this gonna be
What
good.
y'all gonna make
It's
me
be
watch?
good. I want us to schedule a sleepover.
Mm-hmm.
My house.
Mm-hmm.
We camp out. we gotta like do it. We going to get sleeping bags, even though we really don't.
Oh my
need them.
God, sleeping bags.
Like we're gonna
cute.
do it, and we're gonna sit up all night
and
be up, and we're going to watch all of the. We're gonna give you. Yeah, we're gonna give you a tutorial of all the reality shows, so that
and
you have a reference
to
for
make
everything.
it super beneficial. You can even like bring the apple cider vinegar mask or something.
Oh, so we can.
we can be like a
detox,
like a nigga spa day.
Yep. Yeah. Ooh.
Like a spa day for niggas, for guys. You know what I mean? And you just hook us
I
up.
actually think
but I don't want
this
you
is a
to feel
really
like
cute
you're
idea.
working. I don't want you to feel like you're working though.
No, it's research purposes.
Okay. But see, even that, I just want you to just let go.
No, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's not like I don't. Am I drinking this season? Wine?
I'll get you.
We get you wine wasted.
Yeah, drinking wine.
We'll get you
Put
wine.
a little shot of some
No
bourbon in there.
problem.
My Pinot Noir.
Some cheap shit
Miss
like
Carl.
Carlos Rossi or something. Like, so it feel like a house
Chateau
party.
Diana.
Ramona wine, Ramona singer.
Oh my God. Wait, Ramona
Skinny girl.
from Housewives
Yeah,
of
with
New
them
York?
big ass
Yep.
eyes, booking her
my
eyes,
God.
coming down the runway,
Go
looking
to the
crazy.
Skinny Girl Winery.
That's so crazy.
Bethany
Yeah,
looked
I'm
like
down.
a wine bottle.
She looked like a sour ass grape.
Bethany, dude, she looked like an old wine bottle.
You know the bottom of them barrels after they stepped on all them grapes and shit.
Like,
That's
I
what
Love
Bethany be
Lucy.
looking like.
I'm definitely down. That'll be
so
fun.
perfect. So that's what we want to do.
It's a date.
We just plan it, and that's gonna be so fun, y'all. Oh my God.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
get drunk first. I'm gonna get drunk first.
The excitement.
higher,
I'm gonna get drunk first.
higher,
I'm gonna get
like a Kirk Franklin song. And what are we gonna get? We're gonna get. Oh, that's the gospel moment for
Did you
this
see?
week.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Mr.
my
Choir
God.
Director.
If y'all,
What's the reference of the week?
Don't
Someone
you?
asked the
No,
question.
before you. Hold on.
Why drink E&J?
No,
said
I
it's
was about to
very
be on board
simple.
with you.
Cause I'm out of Tanqueray. You don't remember that from Comic View?
Speaking of Comic View, did you know that Samora and Nia Long were related?
Yeah, they sisters.
I didn't know that.
They're
I didn't give a fuck
sisters?
if they was real
Yeah.
sisters. Yeah, they sisters.
Wow.
They're sisters, yeah.
I just
And look,
learned
you
that.
see
Look,
it. You can see it, can't
you?
you?
can see it, right? Oh, you can't.
Mm-mm.
Just look at the
The
physical.
haircut.
They
The
eyes
haircut.
kind of like it's because
That's
you know.
about it. And I do not mean that in. I just don't see it.
Oh, so, you know, speaking of haircut,
They should be looking like Bruce Lee cut. Like who's like all them spikes and shit on them.
look
Okay.
to round us back to where we were with Soul Food before you know Soul Food the series. You know the chick from Soul Food with the short hair because we talking about short hair. You know she was on YouTube. She's like a YouTube person.
Melinda.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen she has a channel on
Yep.
teaching you how to
She
keep
coming
short
for your
hair
spot.
cute. Yeah, she's dope. A lot of people on YouTube now though. Karuchi has a channel too now.
Okay, well now we don't have to talk
What they
about
do
that
on
no more.
Karuchi channel?
No, it's a beauty channel.
Well, she's beautiful.
She
That
is
makes
beautiful.
Oh,
sense.
she's so cute.
Yeah.
And her tutorial, she's teaching you how to like put on lipstick and eyelashes and things like that. Just like beauty guru stuff.
That's cute for her. I like
yeah,
that.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, they should air that in like Claire's Around the World or some shit.
Around the
I mean, no, sounded so
around
basic.
the
She just putting on eyelashes and
I mean,
lipstick.
it's beauty
Like,
guru stuff though. You know, that's what
Girls will
people-
eat that up,
Yeah,
though,
girls like to look for tips. You know, on their
I'm just
beauty stuff.
assuming all that stuff's been done. Like, you know, Karuchi should be out here be like, you know, what lashes is gonna get you the fine light skinned niggas that be crazy out here in the streets or some shit. Like she got
Right.
she got to dress
Like
it
she
up
needs
somehow.
any more of that.
Yeah, for real. Does she have Christina Milian come on there and do stuff with her like she did on the
Not
Yama?
yet.
Because don't nobody want to look
it
like
just
Christina
started.
Milian.
Unless she was in the Dip It Low video.
She always looks sad to me.
What?
She does. Like, even when you see her partying and shit, it's just like a sadness I get from her.
Who? Christina
Christina
Milian?
Milian.
Aw.
It's like every time she's like
Why?
bubbly and goofy.
We should invite her to the show.
Yeah, she needed.
and see if she wants to talk
She
to
damn
us
sure
about.
needed. Talking about being
her
rolled
sadness.
like dice. But she it's jokes, people, but she
You ain't shit. You
ain't
absolutely
shit.
you
At least it don't
absolutely
stink.
you are
You are. Get downstairs. No.
By the way,
Oh,
so
friend,
we
I
have to
can't
shout out
wait.
Miss New York. Like you know New York from
Oh, of
Flavor
course.
of Love.
Yeah, who doesn't know New York? That's
See?
when I was heavy into all the TV.
See, you got some background.
Watching her get
you done
spit
some of the
on.
coursework
Mhm.
now.
Right,
Give
yeah.
us your testimony. What's your favorite New York moment?
When she gave someone a razor, I think. I don't remember.
Oh yeah,
She was
delicious.
like, "Here's the razor you've been
Delicious.
looking for."
Oh, so you was down for a minute.
No, but
She left a woman a razor on.
it's just because
Shave your mustache.
my best friend's obsessed with her. So he has all these quotables that he just hits me with. And he'll be like, here's that razor you were looking for.
That's
I'm like, you jerk.
my favorite New York quote
I
was
know
when
little
she was
quotables.
she's like, shut your mouth and read that damn magazine, girl. So me and my friends, damn, this is so embarrassing. me and my friends used to like take that when we would be drunk. We would take that and just apply it to whatever situation we were in. And so I'll never forget one time we were coming home from a club blasted, and we had the windows down flying. And my friend Terrence, what's up, Terrence? Terrence, we were driving past the Detroit police arresting somebody, and we called the police Maggie in Detroit. And so we were driving past the police, and somebody pulled over, and I was like, damn, there go Maggie, y'all. And my friend Terrence leaned out the window as we were driving past, like, shut your mouth and arrest them damn people, girl. And the police, like, blasted.
Oh, hell no. Y'all crazy.
It was the stupidest story in the world, but it's one of those moments where if you were there, you would know why it's so funny to me, like right now. So shout out to New York. So it's personal for me. Shit.
As long as Maggie ain't pull y'all asses over.
Right.
And like, what was you saying?
Maggie just sound like an old evil bitch. I ain't never met nobody cool named Maggie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, do you remember Maggie getting cursed out? Because we're on reality TV. When Maggie got cursed out on Sweet 16. Do you want me to do this again, Maggie? In front of all these people again? The little fat light-skinned girl.
Maggie?
Oh my God.
That.
Oh my God. I'm about to map you
like
out.
Black people on there.
It was the little black.
celebrities.
Oh, like when Tiana Taylor.
Yeah,
and
like I
CeeLo's
watched
daughter
those
and all
episodes.
that. Well, you gonna remember this because this little black girl or mixed girl, she was like a little, you ever seen Willy Wonka when she ate the
When she
gum
turned
and
into the
blue
grape?
bit? Yep.
So she was portly. Just say it.
She was portly. So this portly young
what a
mixed
word.
lady. I'm using that. That's going in the
That's awful.
That's going in the repertoire. Okay.
Yep.
You have to use that on the game, like on his show. Anyway, this girl, my Super Sweet 16, didn't invite this girl to her party. And so she ran up to her and was like, how did you get an invitation to my party? Because I didn't give you one. Do I have to curse you out again, Maggie? Again? In front of all these people again? Like
Just humiliating her.
killing her. And I'm like, these are little ass kids out here.
Why
with
was
cameras.
she so evil?
People
Just a
with money.
spoiled little
Yep.
badass girl. Need her ass whooped.
Her portly ass whooped.
Yeah. 2 belts tied together.
Two
We tied
belts.
together.
Look, here you go.
Dun, 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 dun. The OJs cried together, right?
You gonna start doing Chicago?
Oh no.
You gonna do
Brandy
stylistics?
songs.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what track you gonna stay on.
None.
People gonna.
Speaking of staying on
People
track,
make
welcome
the
to the friend zone.
world go
That was fun, you guys.
Did you say welcome to the friend
Yeah,
zone?
because now we're really
Now?
getting to get started.
They just had to get that out the way.
We're just gonna get started now.
Yeah,
That was
we've
fun.
literally been fucking with y'all for all of this time. We just kind of wanted to start doing some bullshit. I had some shit in my eyes, so I really was just so glad not to have a structure. But we are gonna take a quick break so we can do a good little reset and bring y'all some shit. So, friend, do you want to lead us out with a little song and prayer?
Not really.
Okay, well, we're gonna be back.
All right, you guys. So here's the secret. Everybody always wants to touch my head because I have a bald head. I shave it. I get so many comments about my head and what do I do? What do I shave with? Blah 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 blah. And all they want to run their fingers across my head, which I love. But it also puts this pressure on me, like we were talking about today, to keep my shit together when it comes to my hair being bald. The way that I do it, and this is no bullshit, this is really what I've been using, is from Bevel. Bevel is the dopest shaving system that I've ever seen. It's created specifically for coarse and curly hair, and it's the first ever to do that. Who doesn't want to get in when it's first, right? You want to be a part of the thing, like, get it now. I love my Bevel razor. I don't have to look for an outdated box, with a guy with a damn Jerry curl or a high top on it or anything like that. I can actually use something that is designed from the ground up to give me a smooth and bump-free shave. So this week, we really wanted to offer this to you guys, our listeners. You can go ahead and check out getbevel.com. Please do that today, not yesterday, not no time, but the present. And when you're there, make sure you use code FRIENDZONE to get 20% off your first month at getbevel.com. That's GETBEVEL.com. Let's get back to the show. Welcome back to the Friend Zone, everybody. As you can see, we're having a little bit of fun today.
A little bit too much fun.
We just, sometimes you just need an outlet. Sometimes you just feel just full of all the wrong things, and you just can't take it anymore, and you have to release.
Fran,
you do.
Are you judging me, Fran? Are you judging me?
No,
Well, I think we just sat up here and we talked all this shit about like reality TV people, and you don't have a TV. So like the way we judge them people on TV, I was like, I wonder if people like judge us because we judge them on TV. So it would have been like a good example to be like, I'm judging you because you judging them, just to see. So
I see, like,
not at all.
but I'm tired. Basically,
I feel guilty.
Haven't you had a rough week?
Absolutely.
It's only Tuesday,
and it's only
it'll be Wednesday when they hear this.
Yeah.
But I just needed to just release, and it's crazy because now that things are picking up, I'm doing different work, and my life is just taking a turn where I'm in control of almost everything that I have to do to sustain myself. And so I feel like I have to just take it so seriously and be so aware of everything involved in every part of my brand and what I'm trying to do. And sometimes I just get tired of focusing on all of those things. And sometimes I need to just let go, talk shit, laugh like we just did. That's just a necessary moment. So when I feel like that, I can only imagine that as things pick up, even more for me, or even someone with like a high level of fame and celebrity, like at what point is it okay for them to just be themselves? At what point is it okay for them to just have moments where they just are human and they react to certain things and they have a perspective that's not PC or that's not, spun to make everybody feel okay? Like, when is it okay to just be yourself? Or do you always have to just try to conform or adhere to a certain like moral code and code of behavior just because you're visible, just because you have a platform, and just because there may be people who look up to you? Are you automatically a role model because you're exposed? And is it fair to artists and celebrities for us to impose that on them, for us to demand that they always be their best? Is that even fair?
I was just saying on Twitter last week, as an artist, like for myself, I don't want to be put in any sort of box. So it's very unfortunate that like as a human, like I feel like I put people in boxes, especially like when I see people on TV or I listen to artists and music. I'm like, I'm putting you in this box because this is what you're supposed to do. But then it's so unfair of me to go on Twitter and be like, y'all don't need to be putting me in no box. So I'm just becoming more aware for myself, like looking out into shit like that. Like, is that okay to judge or to kind of place things? Like, but I think it's a cool little placeholder, and we're all just trying to find familiar things. And that's where we kind of lose sight of responsibility. For me, personal responsibility, like what things I play in. So it's hard for me to feel like even as an artist, I can be myself all the time online because I feel like people expect certain things from me, and that's just on a small scale. So I can only imagine how like a fucking Britney Spears or even, well, a Beyonce, I should say. I used to love Britney Spears, so I always make reference to her. I just wish she would come back. How they're always being asked of, music, image, are you getting a divorce, like all this personal shit, but it's their personal shit, so they should have to have the say in who gets to see it. It's just too much sight. Like, we see too much of these artists and we lose sight of ourselves. And I think we have to remember that we're artists and we have to be fair in that aspect, and that's what kind of fucks me up when I'm looking around. What are you thinking?
It's tricky, I think, because I see, like, how many artists have you been like a huge fan of, and then you follow them on Twitter, suddenly you're like,
nope, not doing this no more.
Yeah, or like an actor or whatever, someone that you just really looked up to, but it was like you were able to look up to them a little bit more the less you knew about them. That's why I think artists back in the day were like kind of respected more, but now we almost have too much access, and it's weird because in a way it's cool because I like Erykah Badu is like one of my favorite creators. Yes. I just think everything about her is so cool. Yes. And I love to be able to follow her on Snapchat where she's like showing you her garden and while she's cooking her greens, and I think it's cool. Like, I'm like, dude, I'm like in Erykah Badu's house right now, like watching her, like it's technology is awesome in that sense because you do feel Like you can get a more personal view of the people that you admire, but at the same time, I can see how it's completely destructive when artists just go off on these rants because they're human. They have their bad days, and even just like us on a smaller scale, it's been interesting trying to find that balance too, because you have your days where you want to say something crazy or you want to tweet something, whether it's political or personal, and you kind of have to stop yourself. I've had days where I've stopped myself because I'm just like, this has nothing to do with a friend. Hey, this is Francesca feeling this, and then sometimes I do feel that there has to be a separation. Some days I don't. Some days I'll tweet whatever, and then other days I'm like, nah, I can't. But it is a constant sort of war of like how much of yourself should be out there if you are this brand, I
think that as a person that is an entertainer of some sort, right? I think that you have to maintain an appeal.
Right.
There has to be something about you that people want and desire. And for me, a lot of the appeal goes away when I feel like I know too much.
Right.
I'm a person who loves the chase, even in like my dating life. You know what I mean? Like I like to get to know you, and then once I know you, it's like boom, boom, boom.
Oh,
you know
no.
what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not fun for me or exciting. I like excitement and being on the edge and like thrills and stuff, right? And so anyway, that has nothing to do with my fucking point. But what I'm saying is, celebrities have to maintain, like they have to be elusive, they have to be mysterious, and have some mystique in order for us to be interested. If you think back and reflect on all of the people who have been like mega pop stars or like
you
huge
didn't know
entertainers.
Anything.
Michael Jackson, one of the people who really defined celebrity for me, because everything he did seemed original, left of center, you know what I mean? And just something that was unique and that you may not have thought to do first.
Right.
And us not knowing him living on a compound called Neverland Ranch and all this mysterious shit until it really got, kind of crazy in the tabloids with the accusations against him and all of that. But back in his glory days, when Michael Jackson was Michael Jackson, all we knew was what he gave us.
Right.
All we knew was his work and what he looked like in pictures and videos. Look at Madonna, same thing. You never really knew dating rumors, but you were more focused on what she was going to wear next. That was crazy, whatever. Those people maintained a sense of they were away. There was some distance. Mm-hmm. And today, not many people do that.
Nope.
Especially in an era where social media is this mega popular part of our culture that people feel is almost a moral code or something, that a law of the land, like you have to tweet, you have to give this part of yourself, you have to tell this. I think the people that have been most successful have stayed away from that.
Right.
Look at Beyonce, who doesn't even tweet and has millions of followers,
right.
whose only communication to us right now has been pictures of her.
Right.
That's it.
Instagram.
Pictures of her and her work.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And we're fascinated and we want to know what she's doing next, and we're chasing her. Look at people like Kanye West. When he has an opportunity, the only time that we get pissed at him is when we're pissed at him for something that he has said to us and given to us to be pissed off about in a rant or what have you. But he still maintains some exclusivity. There's still a part of him that we have no idea exists.
Yep.
It's like we see this political rebel and this sensationalized guy, but then we also know that he's married to the love of his life and he turns into a fucking sap, publicly and does it without shame because he loves his wife and his daughter that much. That's amazing. And so we know that there's a side to him that we have no idea about. And I think that that's why we're intrigued. Lady Gaga, people like that. So they're vocal when necessary, and it's all intentional. And
right.
I think that keeps us interested in them. Other people that have diarrhea of the mouth and the fingers and tweet and talk too damn much, a lot of people that we actually like, and we get angry because we just wish that they would do their work and just offer up their talent, and you don't have to have an opinion about everything. All we want to do is hear you sing. You don't have to throw shade, quote unquote, and do all of that shit. Just you're great at what you do.
So you think an artist should just have their work online,
absolutely,
and keep their personal life totally separate,
absolutely,
and that's
private.
what I'm struggling with.
Right.
Because I don't actually have like an established like aesthetic online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're all like, we all have our movie and we're all finding our characters and our players or whatever. And so for me, I haven't figured out. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just looking. Go ahead.
No, I thought you were about to say something funny. Just because I'm ratchet on Twitter, because I'm real ratchet on Twitter, but then I have these moments where I just want to be like regular, right? And then I actually had somebody tweet me probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. This is so petty talking about Twitter. This girl tweeted me. She was like, "What happened to you being funny?" And I was just like, I want to be like, bitch, I'm human. Like, I don't want to be funny today.
That was such a stupid thing to tweet.
But you know what? I feel like we have these expectations of people when we follow them on
Stop
Twitter.
right there, because that's where you drop the ball.
Yep.
We have these expectations of people on damn Twitter.
Not even, well, I mean, the whole point of following someone on Twitter is because of what they give. So,
okay,
if somebody's mostly, if they put in their thing, you know, followed by a celebrity at such and such, you automatically know they ain't gonna be shit, right? So then you follow somebody because you know that they're gonna be funny. That's what you want them to keep being. Like, you never say, "Oh, this person."
You don't follow them because you know they're gonna be any damn thing, because it's not you tweeting it.
I
You
feel
follow
like the
them
majority of
because
people
you saw something that they said.
But
that
I feel
was
like
funny.
that's how the majority of
and
people
that's where
are.
they fuck up. Because you saw something that they said that was funny. You saw that. That doesn't mean that that's a pattern. That doesn't mean that that is something that happens all the time. It doesn't mean that that is what that account is about. It doesn't. It just means that that was an instance. It was something that happened. It's unfair to see somebody be funny and then you follow them because you know they're going to be funny.
Right.
That's not fair to them. They might have a day where they don't feel like cracking a damn
Right.
joke. And where they want to, use Twitter to have this cathartic experience or something. Yeah. And it's just not fair to put that pressure on people, and I hate it. And I don't understand why. Like me, I think about the things that I do. When I'm in the moment, I try my best because I'm older now, and I actually have slowed down and become unselfish enough to actually think about how I'm fucking, treating somebody else for a change.
Right.
And so I think about the things that I do and say, and I think about the ways that they can go left now before I do them. So to have that feeling where, oh, that was funny, let me follow them because it might happen in the future. That's totally different than somebody following you because they just know you're going to be funny, and then they end up tweeting you some bullshit like that girl did.
Someone actually tweeted me something like that once too. I feel like I told you guys one day where because I didn't want to just be doing DIY recipes and just beauty, skin. After a while it's like we're complex creatures. There's more to discuss,
right?
More to explore.
Things change every day.
Yeah, so that's how I sort of felt at this point in my life. I felt compelled to dig a little bit deeper. That's when I started talking more about mental hygiene, spirituality, and things like that. And this girl tweeted me, "Stick to the lakes and the rivers that you're used to." I was like, wow.
Girl.
I was just like, I didn't even have anything to say back because it's just so childish, like you're telling someone who is trying to expand not only for themselves but for their community, and it's not like I'm expanding in a childish way. I'm expanding in a way that could potentially be helpful for all of us to just discuss things that I felt weren't at the forefront of the internet. I mean, you have pop culture, beauty all day. That's all people talk about. So if someone wants to take conversation somewhere else, for you to stunt them by sending them that kind of energy is just always like, I guess we shouldn't be shocked, but at the same time it's like, oh, come on, like, don't do that to your peers. Let people grow, let people flourish. And if you don't align with their talk or conversation anymore, then find the next person to make you laugh. There's plenty.
Speaking of that, and this is totally on topic, I responded to one of the comments on our SoundCloud page, you guys.
Oh, really? What happened?
I made the mistake. I've always felt like, and I have a YouTube channel, I've had other things online where people had the opportunity to offer comments. Mm-hmm. And I never read the comments. I always felt like it was almost like an intrusion. I felt like as the person who created the work, it wasn't a place for me to comment. It was for the people that viewed it.
That's
and I felt like it really was like none of my business, so I never read the comments.
That's a cool way of looking at it. Never thought of it that way.
But I don't know what the hell happened to me. It's like you get older and dumber when it comes to certain stuff. But I'm really proud of this show. I'm really proud of the work that we do and the connection that we have with people. I wanted to make sure it was connecting. Mm-hmm. So I started reading the comments.
Uh-oh.
Fran, I told you I wasn't going to do it.
I'm surprised, yeah.
But so I read this comment, and the young lady, she left a comment, and she said, this shit is boring. Okay? So already she's called our work
shit
and the preparation that we've done and the good intention that we have to really help ourselves and help people in the process.
Right.
She called all of that this shit. Okay, this shit is boring.
Right.
I want to hear pop culture mess and Dustin reading somebody.
Oh,
boy,
Lord.
Look. She said all of that.
Look, and then close
Golly.
it with hurry up and change this shit.
Another shit.
That's what she said to us, y'all, about this,
And then struck a
about
chord.
all this work we've been doing.
And what did you say?
I told her, I said, oh, okay. I said, well, since you want to hear Dustin reading somebody,
Oh,
here you go.
No, Dustin, what did you say?
You can go. This show is for people that want to think, people that want to be better, and people that want to listen. It's not for simple, slow, stupid ass people like you.
You did this from your account, right?
Right.
Okay, I said,
He did this from the friend zone
I did this from Dustin Ross said, so that you know. I said, go on somewhere else where they do that, because that's not this show. I said, you will not be missed. We didn't even know your ass was here in the first place.
Oh my God,
Peace.
Dustin. Did she respond to you?
I don't know, because I'm not going back, because I like that experience and me having to check her
Right.
on me typing some. Y'all know how I feel about people that argue online anyway. I think
Yeah.
that's like the lamest shit ever, especially for dudes. So I was really embarrassed that I had even done that.
Right.
But it was up there, so I didn't want to like delete it. You know, that's even more weak. Like I did it, so whatever. Fuck
Right,
it.
that's just the
But I
space
just,
you
yeah,
in.
and I don't like that. But it was so disrespectful of, to me, what I base like my life and my existence on. Like right now, at this point in my life, I'm really trying to be my best at everything that is Dustin.
Yeah.
My relationships with people, my work, all of that. And you called what we're doing.
Yeah, but you
this
know what?
shit.
There's something that I've had to learn because I did jump on YouTube and didn't take the route most taken, which is, you know, discussing makeup and beauty. And there's totally nothing wrong with that route. But it wasn't my life. So me coming on there and talking about, you know, freaking smoothies and oil cleansing methods and activated charcoal and all these sort of different concepts of beauty and health, like more so from a natural perspective and health. It wasn't something that I knew it wasn't going to be like well received, because most people just want quick fixes. They want fun, and not everyone's going to be where you're at. And I had to really understand that. You know, I came online from a standpoint of someone who had been sick with a chronic illness, you know, so my perspective came from a whole different space. You know, it wasn't just about me trying to be online, being cute or you know, trying to get free weave or whatever it is that people get on YouTube for. People have their different intentions, and none of that was mine. My intention was purely, you know, these are the recipes that saved my life. If people feel like they need it, if they feel like, you know, there are people that don't have medical insurance. That's who I was making videos for, because I didn't have I didn't have medical insurance. So for me, it was a whole different space, a whole different mindset, and I knew that it wasn't going to be felt by everyone, and it wasn't. You know, I have days where people be like, "Can't you just do another wash and go tutorial?" Just like you've seen 10 of them already, you know. But some people just want what they want, and it took me a while, you know, as an online person that doesn't put out conventional information all day or pop culture, that not everyone's going to be ready for you. And that's totally fine.
And I think,
and even with this show, I knew coming on with you guys that people were going to assume the heavier topics we've chosen to focus on real life, people were going to assume it was me changing the tone of this, because they didn't see that side of you guys. And I knew I was going to have a lot of the backlash of people being like, oh, it's because of Fran.
And I think
but the thing is, it's not.
I think, I don't think it's because of you, but I think that you do bring that, for me, just so people know, you bring that confidence because of what you did. Like how you have your lane just because you wanted to do what the fuck you wanted to do. Like, you didn't say, oh, I want to get on YouTube and make these videos so I can get, you know, a waist trainer or some shit.
Right.
You said, I'm going through some shit and I want to share my knowledge. And I thought that was dope as fuck.
Yeah.
So the fact that we can sit up here and, you know, talk to each other about bullshit like reality TV and have a good ass time, all the way to talking about friendship dynamics and, you know, how to be better people, it's such a weight. It just, what? Are you still mad about?
No, I just, this to me is just a prime example of the problem with people being overexposed. Why does it matter where the tone of this podcast came from?
It doesn't even.
Here's what I'm saying. They say to you, oh, it must have been Fran that changed the tone.
Mm-hmm.
The tone is what it is. This is the show that we made.
Because it's what comes out of us, yeah.
This is the show that we made, and this is what we're presenting to you. It's none of your business where it was developed from, unless we want to put together a project telling you that, and we put that out.
Right.
Otherwise, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Why do you even care?
Well,
why is it important to you to know that?
Well,
and that, I feel, is from people having too much access to people's business. Because you've gotten that from other people and you've been able to satisfy your curiosities, you now expect it from every artist or from everyone that presents something. That's unfair. It doesn't matter where this came from unless we want to share it.
Right.
This is what we're
just
giving.
Natural human curiosity, though, sometimes. Like, if you can get that information, like that background, it makes you just want... It makes you appreciate things more. Like, before we were talking about...
I ain't nosy.
Listen, before we were talking about Tinashe, right?
Yeah.
And how her music is the shit to me.
Yeah.
And I said that I like her even more after watching these videos on her. Like, I didn't go saying, let me see if she's a cool person before I, listen to her music. Like, I had already latched on to her music. I came across these videos of her just being regular. Like, she's kind of awkward. Who put them out? They're on her YouTube channel.
Exactly.
And so it's just these videos of her, like, they're professionally done, to talk about her craft, her art, but it's still her awkwardly just being regular. She didn't say, okay, well, I need to make sure that this, that, and the third is done, and I look a certain way before I present this to people. So it's like I look at this podcast, and it's like we presented it to people, and the people that have latched on and are continuing to latch on, and there are those people that, still probably need something else to latch on, not because of just this podcast, but you see things and you're like, okay, like this is kind of cool, this is interesting, but there may be that one little morsel that really just like pulls you in. So I think sometimes as people, we just get caught up in our own curiosities, and when we just ask for more, we don't realize sometimes that inch is actually a mile. And that's why it's unfortunate online we start to pass judgment on people and shit like that.
It's an intrusion.
It is an intrusion, and it's because we're met with Periscope and Snapchat and all this shit. There are all these outlets with all this information out, right? And I'm an attention whore that just likes to, not for myself, but I just like to look at visuals and make visuals and shit like that. So that's why I always Snapchat bullshit. I always get on Periscope. But there are people that want to always put themselves out there, and that makes people that don't have anything for themselves going. That sounds so bad. Never mind. That was a terrible lead-in.
I get what you're saying, though. It's interesting. It's fascinating.
Right?
Almost.
Like sometimes you get caught up in other people's shit. You don't step back. Like that person that called our show shit, they should have probably stepped back to say, well, like for me on the first episode, I had to step back and say like, well, this is where my wall is, and like acknowledge that. So for them to listen to this show and just be like, oh, this is shit. Like they're just at a place in their life where they may not be able to take it yet. Like,
yeah, and I totally get that, because you got to think about what we've been discussing.
Yeah.
We're discussing family matters. Like, this is pretty heavy, intense stuff. And think about when you were in college, or even before that, maybe high school or wherever, different age ranges are listening to us. Not everybody's going to sit there wanting to listen to people discuss their relationship with their parents. Like, not everyone is there. But one thing I think is cool is that we have taken this position where it's like, well, this is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about everyday life. And when you're ready to talk about it with us, we're going to be here every Wednesday.
Absolutely.
And I totally get it that you may want to be at work and you want to laugh. Maybe you don't want to listen to heavy stuff, and I totally get it. But it can be two things. It can be that you just don't want to face reality because this is just how you have felt comfortable escaping, through other people's work. And I totally get that. And when you're ready to sit with us and maybe have those moments where you do want to confront, family dynamics and other things, then the show that's doing that for you. So I feel like that's what the internet is. You just got to find your way when you connect to it.
Damn, you're good.
Okay, you rounded that out.
You're good, friend. You're good, man.
That's the only way that I can not take it personal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the reality is you're never going to make something that 100% of the world is going to enjoy.
Absolutely. People
It's
are always
impossible.
going to have something to say.
There are 10 people.
Always.
There are 10 people that will hate it, 10 people that will love it, and 10 people that don't even care or know who you are. And as long as you are cool with those 30, you just work and do what you want. because it makes no difference.
Bitch, you need a book of Proverbs.
The book of friend. Okay.
I'm serious. Once I got that in my head, now like creating, I'm not gonna lie and say like, oh, I don't feel anything when people leave mean comments. We're human, you're gonna feel it, but the sting just doesn't last as long.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, now I read it and then I'm like, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I now I'm able to kind of understand where people are coming from with their comments. Like I can read them. I'm like, I know exactly where you are in your life because of how you wrote that. And I leave it at that.
Like that. I can't wait to be like that.
Me either, because I'll be wanting to cuss their ass out.
Can you also tell who's fine from the comments? Like, is there a way that I can be like, oh, this person's fine, the way that they just like did that comment?
Cut it out.
Can you teach me that?
I don't look for fine men on the internet.
Well,
I think
if you come across some, can you send them my way?
So, what? Like, let me get me in trouble in the podcast. So
yes. So, and we feel like, well, at least me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's unfair. I don't know. I mind my own business. I'm from Michigan. It's just a certain social code, that we adhere to.
Yeah.
I mind my own damn business. And so some stuff I just feel like it's not my business. Period. Like, and I don't feel like anybody is obligated to tell me any damn thing.
Right.
I don't feel like I'm obligated to know about anybody's home life. I don't think that I'm like, I want to know why you did it this way. Like, no, that's your art. That's so dope. And now I understand that because I'm an artist. I understand what it's like to put something together and have it rooted, in legitimacy or whatever its intention is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the focus. That's why I appreciate people that don't talk. I appreciate artists. I think it's the coolest thing in the world that Beyonce is refusing to do interviews. And she's only doing
really?
Yeah. She's only doing like spreads. She's not doing interviews whatsoever.
So
that Vogue magazine, the cover
There's no interview.
None. And I think it's the dopest thing in the world because all you get from her is her art. That's it.
See, that to me is so fascinating though, because to me it really is a battle. Because I know that, like, when I create things, there's a part of me that still wants to engage and relate and connect to the people I'm creating it for,
Yeah.
But then the internet is really harsh. So sometimes to protect your magic, shout out to Fadia Cater, to protect your magic, you have to put the boundaries in place that will allow you to create without the noise. And people outside that might distract you or maybe even make you feel like you're not as good, whatever it is that people do to each other. I don't understand why. So I get it. I get why she probably feels this need to keep a distance because it's like she has her life. She has her baby, her husband, her creations. That's her focus. Anything outside of that, it's like probably doesn't even exist, but then you still want to be. Then I see people like Rihanna, who's like playful. She'll clap back on people on the Twitter. It makes her, and it's funny. And I love that she's so silly. And if
it's
someone,
endearing.
Yeah, and if there's a rumor, she's the first one to put up something on Instagram. She feels like us.
Yeah,
and that's cool too. So it's almost like I don't know which one's the cooler one.
Right.
Is it the one that you don't know what she's thinking or what she's doing, or the one that makes you feel like she's your homie?
There's still an element of mystery when it comes to Rihanna because it is still calculated when she does offer something up, right?
Mm-hmm.
When she does reply to somebody or whatever, it's still by design, so it
And
still
funny
feels
as hell.
cool and fresh to us, right? There's a difference between her and I really don't want to say any names. I really don't. But there's a difference between her and other singers who have felt the need to have an opinion about everything and everybody, and you end up essentially it's the classic putting your foot in your mouth.
Right.
Classic. Like you continuously do
one.
that. So yeah, I respect people who respect their art enough to just make their whole experience about that.
Right. Yeah, that's a tricky one. That's interesting dynamic though. But I think the wellness segment this week, just because of this conversation, I think instead of giving a tip, I'm just curious to hear from you guys, like, wherever it is that you work, whatever it is that you create, whether you're an artist or whether you have a 9-to-5, whatever your dynamic is, do you ever feel this pressure to keep, who you are out of it in a way? And if you do, how do you do that? what you guys are gonna give us wellness tips? Actually, I think that'd probably be the cool way.
All right.
Right? Like, like I'm so curious to hear, like, and even aside from maybe your personal career, but even as a consumer of creators' work, what do you like from your artists and the people you follow in podcasts and YouTubers? Do you prefer that they keep their private life separate? You don't want to see the subtweets coming from their accounts, or when they're having bad days, or, you know, clapping back at people. Do you think it's cooler that way, or do you think, you know, them just being who they are and writing what they feel and clapping back at y'all when y'all are mean?
Let us know.
Yeah, I'm so curious to hear. Just on a way for us to connect and kind of have a better understanding of what people are feeling, because I just think it's such a fascinating dynamic. Like, I really don't know which one is the best route.
And that I will read.
And if you're
I will read those emails.
For the super ratchet out there, tweet us if you had ever been blocked by a celebrity, and if so, who?
Oh Lord.
Now that's gonna be hilarious.
Right.
Just to see what people said if you would get blocked.
But you know what, though? At the end of the day, I think the best thing to do is just do what you want and be yourself online, because that, to me, just takes away the pressure. Like, I'll just say what I want to say. If I want to delete it, I'll delete it.
I agree.
You know, because then after a while, you're just overthinking, and it doesn't make sense either.
Yeah.
You know, if you feel privacy works, then be private. For me, it's a little bit of both. I'm private in the sense that I don't post boyfriends and stuff, or you never see my mom or like my friends. My like private life is private, but you know, you'll catch me having my days where I'm not feeling well, and I'll say it on Twitter, like I'm having a bad day or bad week or shitty whatever, and it just is what it is. Yeah. I don't feel this pressure to uphold this Martha Stewart squeaky clean image, because even Martha went to jail, you know.
That's right.
I just be trying not to get into fights in public.
That too.
For
I don't
real.
respond to comments.
I literally be like, I'm aware, whereas before I didn't care.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, okay, Dustin, you can't be out. Like, you have something to lose now.
Right.
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I don't even
respond
respond to mean comments when they come my way, or someone sends me a link or anything. I don't say anything, because it's just not the world that I live in. I'm here to create. I'm here to make people feel good. I'm here to feel good. Anything outside of that doesn't really go on my radar.
I know that's right.
Come on.
It's the only way to stay up there. That's where I want to be.
If I don't know you, I don't really acknowledge you. So
speaking of acknowledgement,
negative.
Right.
What's our inbox looking like this weekend? Asking for a friend.
So the inbox is looking crazy just because there are so many emails. I'm not going to respond to most of these emails, but just know that I read each and every one. Like, y'all be going through it, and
you
I'll
say
be right
that
there
shit
with y'all.
every week too. So whatever they say to you,
I'm telling you,
letters, man.
and I don't even like tell y'all about the stuff just because some of it can be really deep, and I want to go through as many of these as I can. But just know that I am reading these letters, and that y'all are not alone, because we're all going through some shit.
Yeah, we are.
And we all are trying to do our best to make the best decisions we can, and everything's going to be a learning and growing process. So, if we don't get a chance to respond to you, just know that however you make your decision, it's going to play out the way it's supposed to. Hi, friends. What do you all think about dating someone who has different beliefs than you? Do you think it's something set up for failure? Do you think it can honestly work out in the long run? I've been dating a great guy who happens to be Muslim. He and I have talked about the topic, and we're pretty much okay with the fact that we have our different beliefs and we have a mutual understanding about it. I respect what he believes, and he respects what I believe. But I was raised by my old school grandma in a strict Christian home. I was brought up to marry a good Christian man. How should I go about telling her I've been dating a Muslim man without her calling the pastor for an intervention and laying hands on me?
Oh, wow.
Christian families don't play about that stuff like that.
Well, first of all, marry who you want. Cut it out with worrying about your family. That's just going to send you down a long, lonely road while they end up with their messed up lives in secret. I don't play that. I'm sorry. People have so much talk about what you should be doing, who you should be with, and meanwhile, their lives are a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So, no. If you're happy, he makes you happy, you guys connect, that's all that matters. Your grandma's be fine. She ain't losing sleep.
It's so refreshing. It's so refreshing to hear you say it that way and put it so simply.
Yeah.
Because it's such a complex space, to be in.
Yeah.
And what you just offered is like such a clear perspective, and it just makes it click for people. And it's a lot of people that are really gonna get what you just said.
Yeah, and I get that from a personal experience because my grandmother and grandfather had so much talk with all of us about what we were doing. And don't date someone dark skinned. He's too light, and she's too fat, and she don't have a job, and she didn't go to, it was like all these things. And then meanwhile their relationship was like a disaster. We'd see
it's
them
like how
like
y'all even holding the ship together,
right, like y'all are a mess, you know, you barely like each other, and my grandmother's like a slave bringing food to you all day. Like, don't, I learned that very early. Like, people have a lot to say about things that they're not even accountable for in their own lives, you know. True. And a lot of the times they want to put that on you because they are so sad about their own lives.
You know where it gets tricky? It gets tricky when religion is involved.
Right.
Because then it gives people license to then blame their own insecurities and their own feelings and fears on their faith.
Right.
They tell you, well, because I don't agree with that shit, then you are now cut off. We won't be speaking. You're out of my life because morally it's wrong, and they put it on God.
Yeah.
And that gives people the biggest guilty feeling in the world when you feel like you are just completely going against everything that you know or taught, and you're no longer acceptable to your family. Right. I think a lot of times that's rooted in fear.
Yeah.
But I think that it's easiest a scapegoat for people to just blame it on faith and morals. It's morally
and to
wrong.
Manipulate each other based on faith, which I think is really unfair, because anyone that is really, really deeply rooted in faith knows that it's about love and respecting people. That's the only thing that faith is truly about, you know. So anything outside of that is their own creation and interpretation of faith.
So I've learned, Bibles and stuff.
I've learned not to even let that pressure get to me. The only advice I will say is if you're living under your parents' household where they're paying bills, that gets a little tricky, because now
you got to
chill out. Yeah, you got to chill out, because it's a little different. You can't be really disrespecting when you're not fully taking care of yourself. But once you're out, or let that be, you know, the thing that pushes you out. And that's what I would say.
As a black gay man, I always wondered, like, if I would even get married. And then now that, like, you can get married anywhere, I think to myself, am I going to be caught in a situation now? Like, after reading this email, like, I never thought that I would, you know, be able to get married, let alone if I meet somebody with a different religion than me. But I've always just said in my heart, like, if this isn't the person that I'm supposed to be with, then I don't think anything should be able to stop that. So that's kind of how I view that. I don't even think religion.
Yeah, my best friend married a Muslim man, and she's I was gonna say she's Christian, but she's not really, not anymore. She was raised Christian, I should say. Now she's sort of just finding her way and kind of studying different things, seeing what clicks. You know, she's like travels the world. She's just trying to feel things out. Very eat, pray, love. And he's Muslim, and he's practicing Muslim, and they get along really well. They just meet each other halfway, you know, as long as they respect each other. And they have a baby, and it's like, it's cool. I don't think they have very many issues. The only things maybe like dietary things, you know, at family functions, because he's not going to be drinking and eating pork, and, you know, like, but they respect it. Everything is about boundaries and just respecting what works, you know, for your partner. And I've seen it be successful. You know, I've definitely seen it be successful, but it is tough, I know, when family's involved, because they have so much to say.
Yeah, especially, you know, it's your family. You grew up with them. You know, they raised you. They put you out into the world. So everything
you don't want to lose them over something like that.
Absolutely. Especially when it's something as deep as marriage. You know, you're trying to bring families together. You're not trying to rip anybody apart.
Yeah.
So I can see how that can be complex.
Follow your heart. That's my hippie dippy advice.
Love. Love is going to be love. And so you got to magnify it with love.
Oh, Lord.
You're an idiot, man. You're a fucking idiot, man.
I think that was a great one question to wrap. Do you guys want to do one more question?
We should do one more.
Here's one. To move back home or nah?
Or nah.
I can answer that right now.
I'm a 20.
Off the title alone.
And put that in there, too.
Come on.
Don't cut that out. I can answer that right now. Nah.
Look, hold on. I'm a 27-year-old black woman who moved to New York City.
27-year-old black woman? Hell no. Like, there is no way. Let me just see what they got to say first. If at all possible, no.
Anyway, I'm a 27-year-old black woman who moved to New York City from Buffalo, New York 3 years ago to work on Wall Street. I love New York, but I think that there with such a disconnect between what I thought my life would be and what my life actually is.
Welcome to reality.
That's real.
Man, oh man. I typically work 90 hours each week, but still find myself flat broke and living hand to mouth, even though I make great money and barely spend it on anything except rent, bills, and student loans.
That'll do it.
I recently got my own place, and after my last roommate stole my credit cards and some scam ring, and I'm paying this exorbitant rent to live, pretty much in a crack house.
Wow.
Every day I wonder if it's worth it to stay here. Living here is causing me a great deal of stress and anxiety, although I'm finding that a great deal of people I meet are in similar situations, no matter their income, and they seem to deal just fine. How do you know that you're fit to live in New York City? Do I just not have what it takes? It doesn't seem sustainable to me. But whenever I try to talk to my friends about it, basically retort, that's New York. You work or you starve.
Wow, I can feel her on that one. Well, you're stressed. That should answer your question. You know, if you are not happy and you are even debating whether you should be here, I think that's usually a clear sign that this isn't where you want to be. You know I'm from New York. It is a struggle living here. Rent is expensive. And like you said, I mean, I wouldn't say my apartment's a crack house, but it's not. For the rent that I pay, you would think, that it would be a little more spacious, like it would be if it was Atlanta.
It's beautiful, though.
Thank you. I try my best, and it is hard. It's very hard to maintain it, especially as a creative. Rent, college loans, just bills. It's a lot, but it sounds like you aren't happy though. I mean, I feel like that's a clear sign.
What I got from it, everything that you expressed the most concern about was circumstantial. It didn't have to do with the city that you were living in. You were stressed about trying to make ends meet. You were stressed about, just living. You're going to do that anywhere that you are, unless you make some changes in like your circumstance and make changes in your life that will make you more money. If you can go back to school, go back. If you can pick up a trade, pick up a trade. If you can find other streams of income, find them.
Or try to find a different job.
Yeah.
Maybe. I know that's hard too.
Well,
and if also one thing I did want to get in, if you have all these friends that are in the same situation as you, and they're your friends that you're speaking with, maybe you guys could all move in together somewhere and be roommates. You know what I mean? To cut everybody's rent down.
It's true, though. A friend of mine did that. It was like 5 people living in an apartment. It worked, though.
Well, I think after actually reading this email, being in probably the same space as you, like being 27-year-old from somewhere else living in New York, I think that New York is a place that I want to be, even though I hate, working these shitty fucking jobs, paying all this rent for this, small ass box. But I think because you're only working on Wall Street, you haven't really done what you feel like you're called to do. And so maybe it doesn't have to be in New York, or maybe it's not in New York, or maybe it's in New York and you haven't bumped into it just yet. But I think because of, the work and the stress it's all getting to, you just kind of need to sit back, reprioritize why you're here, and really figure that out. Are you in New York because you just wanted to work on Wall Street? And, now that you're on Wall Street,
good advice.
Now that you're on Wall Street, are you just need to be in a different position? Like, what is it that you're doing? And I think that's really going to answer your question for you. Because if you want to move back home, I think about moving back home every day. But then I also think, okay, so after I've been home, I'm going to get a job where doing what? I'm going to go back to Atlanta for what? Am I going to do half the shit in Atlanta that I did in New York?
People stay in New York because there's so much opportunity. You never know who you're gonna meet. You can be in the right time, right place. The train, even on the train, there are people you just never know, and it really is a tough grind, but it's also pretty magical. So it balances out in that sense, especially if you are here on a mission to there's a specific job or career. The ability to make the right connections and network, I feel like in New York it's just like
unmatched. Nothing
compares. Yeah, like the networking here is just so official, but like Asante said, I think it's about sitting down and reprioritizing, like, what is it that you're here? Are you in New York to be in New York?
Yep.
Or are you actually in New York to get something from New York? So
I'm sick of smelling them shitty ass horses in front of Central Park every time I walk down 57th Street.
I'm sick of being hot every fucking summer. And
I'm tired of sweating my ass off every time
y'all
I
are not helping her with
I'm tired of touching people on the train that I don't want to touch because they want to stand right in front of me and put their backpack on my stomach when I'm standing where I've been standing before they got on the train.
I'm sick
That's
of old
everywhere,
shit.
though.
I'm sick of every building I go in being old.
Well, everywhere they can get cursed out.
But I tell
cursed
you
that man
this,
out so bad.
even with all of that discomfort, even with all of the shitty, stinking ass places, even with all the horrible feelings, there's absolutely nothing like living in New York City.
Nothing.
I
There's
agree.
nothing like
That's
being
why I'm
in a
stuck
place.
here. I try to leave and I can't get
It's
out.
so diverse. It's so fun. And when things are going good for you, it's the best place in the world to
Say
live.
that.
Absolutely.
So I say keep the faith, keep going, tough it out, and make your life what you want it to be. That's the best advice I can give you.
We hope that helped you.
Absolutely. Thanks for sending your letter in.
Thank you for sitting through this crazy show that was so against every format that we have ever planned and put in place for this show.
We say
However,
fuck format.
We just wanted
Faith
to have
fucks
fun.
the format.
FFF. But we wanted to have fun. We wanted to have just a release and a silly show. This is not something that's going to happen every week. We just wanted to have a little fun tonight. Thank you for being a great sport friend because I know that
Man,
this was
we
not
put you
easy
through
for
it
you
tonight. We put you through it.
It was a cringeworthy
my
experience.
teeth were hurting when they were making fun of the reality stars. I was like, no, not her.
Right. All opinions.
She needs a hug, not to be made fun of.
These
I
opinions
was
are
stoned
not
for that
I
one.
expressed on behalf of Nelson Ross and Asante.
Hey, Asante.
Thank
Hey,
you guys
Sante.
for listening. We love you. Beautiful one.
The beautiful one. I'm not doing that. Bye, y'all.
See you next week.
Bye.